Hi everyone! Today we're going to talk about how to forgive. So before we start learning the process, I want to tell you a little bit about my story. So for a very long time, I was filled with so much anger, just boiling up inside of me, and I had a lot of fear, and I felt like I was going to explode all the time. And one day I just realized that I wasn't going to take it anymore. And I didn't want to give my power away to a person who had hurt me. So, what about you? Do you want to continue holding on to all those emotions, from your past? Or do you want to let go and release yourself from all of that? So if you really want to free yourself, let's discover how to do it. So, first of all, we need to understand what is forgiveness, because most people really misunderstand it. A lot of people say, this person has hurt me, so they don't deserve to be forgiven. And forgiveness, it's not about excusing another person's actions. It's not about justifying what they did or saying that, what they did was okay. It's not about that. Actually, it's not about the other person. It's about you. Forgiveness is about letting go, and it's actually a gift you give yourself. It permits you to free yourself and to be happier and to take your power back. So let me tell you something that happened to me when I was in Taiwan. I was with my husband and a friend of mine, and we met this monk at a temple, and we spent the afternoon talking with him. And at one moment of our discussion, he looks at my husband and he says, You ugly. You look like monkey. And we were all a little bit shocked, because we did not expect a monk to say something like this. But at the same time, I was laughing quite a bit. And he said this, it wasn't to actually really insult my husband, it was to explain something to us. He told us, you see, right here in this situation, I have the remote control to your internal state. I pressed on the button. You had a reaction. I affected your emotional state. I changed it. I changed your internal state, and it's something that stays with you. And that means that I have become the master of your internal state. And I thought when he explained this to us, there was such an empowering, explanation of how things happen, because once you understand how the process goes, it's so much easier to let go. And it's the same with forgiveness. If you choose to not forgive that person, you're still letting that person have an impact on your present time, on your emotional state right now. So, what does this mean? This means that forgiveness, it's a decision you're making. You can decide, that you don't want to forgive, but you're keeping all that inside with you, all that, and you're still keeping that person in power over you. But you can decide that, you don't want to wait for that person to ask for your forgiveness. You can decide to let go. It's your choice. And you know what? Most of the time anyway, the people who's hurt you, well, they don't really care. Your anger, it doesn't affect them. It doesn't change their lives. You're not punishing them. And the only person that you're truly punishing is yourself. Your anger is only hurting yourself. So how does forgiveness work? It works through compassion. So I know this can be quite difficult for the big stuff, but think about it already for your daily life. Take an example. We've all been through that. You've had a really bad day at work, and someone has really, annoyed you and made you angry. And you kept that anger inside of you for the rest of the day. You felt pain from what they did. And then you arrive home, and you take it out on your partner. Your partner didn't do anything to you. It's just that you were in pain from what happened, and you took it out on them. And can you imagine Someone who is in deep, deep pain, how much damage it can cause around them. Imagine how much they're suffering. When you work with compassion, you truly hope that that person finds their way, that they become conscious that what their actions did was hurting people, and that they stop suffering and that they find happiness, even if they've hurt you, because with this, then they will find a path that will help them to stop hurting other people. And remember that nobody's perfect. And we all make mistakes. We've all, accidentally hurt people in our past. So it's important to have compassion for other people and for ourselves as well. So let's start with an exercise. It's to talk about. I know, you've heard this before. But it's really important to find people that you truly trust, that you can talk about what happened to you, to actually be able to express yourself and share. And it can be a friend, it can be a family member or a professional, a therapist, someone that you really trust. This is important. I remember for a long time after I went for something really, really difficult, I didn't talk about it with anyone. And actually at first I think I was in denial. And part of me didn't want to say it out loud because I felt like it would make it real. And as long as I didn't talk about it, I could pretend it didn't happen. And, the problem is that I had buried that memory deep, deep inside of myself. And the anger over the months and over a year, it just started coming up and up. And over time, I was feeling like it was suffocating, and the anger, I felt like it was burning me from the inside. And I came to a point where I really felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt so anxious all the time. And I just found myself with this person I really trusted, and I told that person everything. And I was crying, bawling, and shaking, and it lasted hours. But the next day, I felt much better, It didn't make everything go away at all. I was still in pain, but I felt lighter compared to before. And I felt like I could breathe better. And so this was already first important step. The next step that made it even more powerful was, when you say who you forgive and why. What you're going to do with this exercise is, you say that I forgive the name of the person for doing this. And then you say again, I forgive name of this person for doing this other thing. And you're going to go on and on until you've went through everything that you're angry about or sad about. You just tell everything out loud. Trust me, don't just say in your head. It's not the same. And you can repeat it and do it over, several days. You can do it daily. And if you want to make it even more powerful, you can visualize the person in front of you. Sometimes it's easier to do it this way as well because you feel safer than having the person in front of you. And I remember when I went through this journey, I was at the temple in China where I was training Tai Chi. I was with our Shifu, our teacher, and I had already told him a couple times, about what happened to me, and I was wanting to release it. And that day, I remember I told him, I still haven't let go of the anger, and I really want to know how to do that. And he just looked at me, and he said, you have a choice. You can choose to keep that heavy bag on your back and just give up on life. Or you can decide right now to let go of that bag and to accept that tomorrow is a beautiful day. And I don't know why, when he said this to me, it just impacted me so much. I felt in my heart, and I started crying. And then after, my husband, he said, okay, now it's time, Brittany. It's time to say who you're forgiving and why. And I was like, no, I've already done this, it doesn't work, these type of exercises. And he's like, no, you've said it in your mind, you haven't said it out loud. And at that time I was like, okay, I forgive. And then I just felt the name of the person just stuck here in my throat, and I didn't want to. I mean, like, it just blocked. I was like, and I felt like I was going to vomit the fact of saying this, and I really resisted it. And there was my husband beside me just encouraging me, saying, you're strong, you can do this, who'd you forgive? And when I said it, I was just crying so badly. And then he's like, why'd you forgive this person? And then I say, I forgive the name of the person for this reason. And then he's like, okay, that's good. What else do you forgive them for? And I continued just on and on. I think we did it for like an hour. And afterwards, the next day, I realized I felt really light. I had more energy. I could do the exercises better the following day with the other students, and I felt happier. And so for the next days, I mean, like daily, I was doing this exercise on my own this time, and I just felt like I was healing more and more and letting go each day. I was letting go more of that darkness and heavy energy out of me, So all of this is going to help you, but it's not a miracle solution that just happens in 1 second. Forgiveness, it takes time. It takes time to let go of all these emotions. And if you start small, with things from your daily life, well, that already will help you so much. The little things that bug you and that irritate you, and you take it out on others. Just focus on those. So take out the small rocks, and then get to the medium-sized ones, where people really got under your skin, and then get to the big stuff. But do it gradually. And what's really important is that the more you forgive, the more you let go, remember, the happier you'll feel much freer and lighter and stronger. So start right now and go take your power back. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that. If you've already gone through a process of forgiveness and it worked for you, please leave it in comments how you did it, what exercise you used, what process or mental shift you use. It may help a lot of people. So thank you for being here and to have watched this video, and have a beautiful and empowering day. Thank you. Bye.